Talk About It with Franjez. Today's special guest is the pioneer of cosplay photography. He's an influencer, a content creator, a foodie. The list goes on. Today's guest is RX Superstar.
That was dope. We live. We doing it now?
This is the intro. We in.
Oh, we in it
we
now?
all in. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. That was dope. That was a great intro right there. I'm over here like this, chewing this, asking him for if he wants some candy. Look, I'm putting the candy wrapper in my pocket. I like that. You gotta stay ready.
That's it. That's
dope.
You were talking about ready. My man was here an hour early. The earliest guest I've ever had.
Well, I'm coming from the city, so you got to get here pretty early. Yeah. You gotta. I haven't had my ride. He couldn't come today, so I had to travel through MTA and stuff like that. So you definitely got to get up early and make it to a destination to where we at right now.
I appreciate all the work to get here. Definitely appreciate that.
I appreciate the invite, man. Man, being invited to a podcast is always a great feeling, and it's always a great opportunity to speak, and let people know who you are.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's start with a little wellness check. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Blessed, positivity all day. That people ask me, what's your name mean? RX Superstar. I'm here to give you a daily dose of positivity. So I'm just feeling blessed. I'm feeling great. Look whose show I'm on. Come on, guys. Come on now. The ball still keep going. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. So let's start all the way in the beginning. Where were you born?
I was born in the Bronx. I was born in the BX, and I grew up in Harlem. I have a single mom of 3 kids. I'm the baby of the family. We just grew up in Harlem, the streets and stuff like that. Growing up, dodging this, dodging that, making sure I don't get in trouble. And one thing led to another. I became the family DJ. So I was DJing my family party since I was like 9 or 10 years old. And then that's how I first started, was DJing. That was my first passion before photography. So DJing was my whole life, everything. Records, bugging my aunts and uncles to give me their records because they didn't want to give them up because they was vinyl, they was collectibles. Nah, they was like, no, you can't scratch this. Go grab something else. So they used to give me allowance. So I used to do chores and stuff like that, which I don't think that's still relevant still today because kids get whatever they want now. There's no hard work to it no more. So unless they're in school, then I understand that. But other than that, there's no hard work out there anymore. And you should do hard work because hard work pays off. I'm living proof. He's living proof. So growing up in Harlem, dodging this, dodging that, doing family parties, led me off to house parties. You got to do the house parties. If your neighborhood is not accepting you, you whack, give up. You know what I'm saying? If nobody's talking about your music in a good way, then you done in the neighborhood. You're not going nowhere else. So I made it in my neighborhood. I went to all 5 boroughs. That led off to parties downtown and company parties now. So I'm meeting other people, opening my mind. One thing led to another. I met this DJ who I went to high school with. Shout out to DJ Brickwall. Hope you're doing good out there wherever you at. Holla at me, kid. So he was the door that opened up. We went to this audition for Hot 97. And they was doing the first ever internet radio. Before what it is now, before you came along and stuff like that. So this was the beginning steps. And that's when Facebook started going live. So nobody was really capitalizing on that stuff. So I did. I saw it. I saw what the future was about to happen. Everything that we knew was about to change because of online. Everything is going to be online. So that we had the audition. We got our spot. We did Rockin' Sundays block party. Nothing but Latinos. All Latinos. All joining together in this one big block party from 7 to midnight. And we was there for the 8 p.m. slot, which is prime time. So we was the prime time. Before wrestling had this name, we was the prime time players.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So we had that mentality. It's like, we the show. We the one that starts off the whole line. That we got to hype up the crowd that's already about to be hyped through the whole entire hours of different DJs of different shows. But that's what we did. So that led off to us in Hot 97. I went to Hot 97, stood there about like 2.5 years. They floated me around, and then I got the night gig. And the night gig is crazy because that's when you hanging out with the strippers, the night DJs. I'm not used to none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that opened a whole new world for me. I got a gig at this at the strip club at that time. It was fun. Strippers are so cool. They're real down to earth people. If you ever meet them or you hang out with them, besides getting lap dances and all that stuff, if you really sit down and talk with them, they really good people. And shout out to all my friends that's in that business and all that world. Stay safe. So after that, I just started doing, wherever they send me at, yacht parties, block parties, wherever they send me at, and that was it. So it started getting crazy after a while. At that time, that's when Hot 97 was going through like violence and shootings and stuff like that, and I wasn't with that, and I started losing the passion of it because it was like, this is not where I wanted to be in music. I wanted to really be like old school at noon. I wanted to do stuff like that, or be in the afternoon, you know what I'm saying, with like Angie Martinez or DJ Carmelo, you know what I'm saying, people like that. I grew up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the nightlife is just fast paced and it's
different
crazy.
animal.
It's a whole different. So one thing led to another. After those 2.5 years, I woke up one day, couldn't hear music no more. I just got tired of it.
Man,
It wasn't for me no more. I was like, that was it. And then at that time I was married, and then I just went to my second passion, which is photography. And that's before, when I picked up my camera, I started taking pictures of my dog, nature, and stuff like that. But I was like, this is not going to cut it. Then I started taking pictures of fashion models enough. This is not going to cut it. I don't feel fully passionate about this. So what can I do? So one day, the video comes out, TV, of New York Comic Con. And I was like, oh, what's that? What's this? You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff I grew up with, and I'm still into stuff like that. It's a place for it. Okay. I wasn't really going to go. And then one day, this video went viral of the Green Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers who came back. And he came back in this YouTube video of him as the White Ranger versus Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. So when one of my friends, shout out to Brandon, I love you and I hope you're doing okay. He sends it to me on the BlackBerry.
Yeah.
In the BlackBerry. So BlackBerry, we used to send links and stuff like that because it was like AIM. I'm showing my age now. I'm showing my age. So that right there, he sends me the link. I went crazy. I was like, oh shit. I could curse. I'm sorry if I can't.
Yeah, of course. Open season.
Let's fucking go. So I'm there and I'm getting hyped because I'm like, yo, that's my hero. That's the guy when I went to high school and stuff like that said was like, don't be bullied, work together, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what Power Rangers was about, is working together and being a team and being friends and stuff like that, and going kicking monsters' asses, which is bullies. But don't be hitting nobody. Don't kick nobody's ass.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Always walk away. Only resort to that if you have to. But other than that, walk away. You'll be the bigger person. So that led off to that. So I messaged him. I messaged this guy who got so many followers and everything. This guy's a millionaire. This guy's a martial artist. He's not going to pay attention to me. He sends me a message. He said, hey, how you doing? What's up? Then we just started talking. I told him I was a DJ. He said, let me get a playlist. So I made him a playlist of like old nostalgia, like theme songs and like 90s music and stuff. So I blended all that together. And he's still today, he's the only one that still has that mix. I don't have that mix. I can't find that hard drive on any of that stuff.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm keeping track. So we're talking about the Comic-Con still? The first one you're about to go to?
We're in the process of how I became the cosplay for celebrity photographer.
Yeah.
This is the steps we took. So now We left from Hot 97.
Yeah, I got all that.
lost
I
all
mean,
that. So
we're up
now-
to the cosplay.
so now we gonna
not
get-
cosplay. I'm sorry, Comic-Con. You find
Comic-Con.
out about
now
it.
we go to Comic-Con, right?
Yeah.
So Jason David Frank, I met him. I started talking to him. He says, come to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So remind you, I saw Comic-Con, the ad before I even talked to him.
Yeah.
So me, I'm a believer of destiny and stuff like that. And I follow, I listen to God. You know what I'm saying? So he leads you if you know how to listen. So I was like, oh, all the signs are pointing to Comic-Con. So I got my tickets. Me and my ex-wife, we went over there. And he was so happy when I met him. We singing he knows I'm there. He knows who I am. And he's like treating me as a fan, but he's having fun at it. So he got us all on the line singing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like the highest ever. He's stopping everybody. He's like, no, you got it wrong, guys. Let's go. I'm singing the song correctly. So he's next to me the whole entire time and screaming all this to the fans. And he's looking at me and smiling because I know who he is and he knows who I am. And it's so crazy that he's wearing a white T-shirt with blue jeans and black shoes. And I'm wearing the exact same thing, white T-shirt, blue jeans, and black sneakers, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So, and then we're 10 years apart. That's another story. So I met him. I get to the line. He opened his arms up and I just hugged him. I felt like I was hugging my childhood. I felt like I was hugging my uncle. I ain't saying, mira, tío, ¿qué pasó? Dios te bendiga, papi. So I met him. It was cool. He always charged people, but right then and there, and ever since that day, he never charged me for nothing. That was the day that I became his friend. And then a week later, I became his student. And then he just took me under his wing and taught me how Comic-Con is, how to move, how to ignore people, how to take a diamond in the rough. You know what I'm saying? Because he always used to say that pressure creates diamonds. So I was always his diamond in the rough. Like, he could tell me what to do, because since he's a millionaire, he's enlightened like that. No, he's going to teach you how to do it on your own. It's like when you teach a man how to fish, you can eat for days. So if I teach you this, you'll learn and you'll eat for days. And you'll never, ever starve again. And that's why I'm the brightest star in the universe. And I'm the brightest star of all lands, because I never starve. You know what I mean? And I'm always uplifting people the same way he did. So that's us at Comic-Con. Fast forward.
Wait, before we fast forward, can you give us some of the gems that he gave you?
One of the gems I always stick to around me is called Ink It, Think It. So you always got to write it down. Whatever pops in your head, whether you think it's stupid or not, just write it down, because that's a way of manifesting things of what you want. If you write it down, you pray, listen to the signs, and you will achieve. So that's one of the messages he taught me. Another one is he taught me a little bit of his martial arts called Tosu Kundu. It's the way of the fighting fist. You know what I mean? We're not there to hurt nobody. We're there to protect people and to enlighten people and to help people out of their everyday struggles as we go through everyday struggles. That's why he always said no matter who he was to people's eyes, he's a regular person like everyone else, which is true, because he's the only one I know that will have a millionaire or a celebrity talk to the average Joe. Like it was like now, like it's a regular conversation, and you never judge each other because where you from or what's your growth. You know what I mean? So that's why I always love him for that. It's like that's the definition right there. It's like everyone is the same, regardless. We bleed the same, we cry the same. We live in this world once, and we gotta live it to the fullest.
What religion did you grow up practicing?
I come from a Catholic family. My grandmother, my godmother, my mom's, my dad, he's a Catholic from Puerto Rico. My mom's a Catholic from here in Harlem. I mean, from Harlem and stuff. And my grandmother was raised in Puerto Rico, but she taught all of us that. I'm not a religious person. I just believe in God, and I just believe in like the higher powers and stuff. And I listen, because that's who you want to listen to. You don't want to listen to the naysayers or people who think they know what you got your best interest in. The only one who got your best interest is the Lord above. That's it. That's what it is.
Nice. I agree. I like that.
He's like blown away. He's like, yo, who is this
Nah,
guy?
yeah. We're about to get deep 'cause I love the deep conversation.
Let's go.
So we're about to get, this is going to be a good one. For those out there, much like me, what exactly is cosplay?
Cosplay is costume play. It's basically you dress up you dress up as your favorite superhero or villain or a made up character. Like in a comic book, if you're a comic book writer and you want somebody to dress up as your hero or villain or whatever. So basically, that's what it is. It's just basically like Halloween every weekend, but it's no trick or treating and everything. It's just straight business, a straight competition. Is you got to be like on your A game. Even if you are a cosplayer who builds stuff and pay commission, there's a cosplayer that makes all that and can make you run for your money. So that's basically it is what a cosplaying is costume play, and is now in the mainstream now because everybody's starting to recognize that because cosplaying is also a way of life. Like if a person wants to go out with a man and put cat ears on and want to be a cat, that's what they're gonna do. They not a furry or any of that stuff, which is a person who dress up as in a bodysuit of a cat or have like animal features or whatever. But a cosplayer is a person who's multi-talented and multi-diverse of different characters, and they embody that character and they live that character. For example, there's a bunch of Harley Quinns out there. There's even people who change their names into Quinn or Harley, and they just embrace that character in their normal everyday life. Like, for example, me, I'm RX Superstar. I'm a character myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm living proof of like, you have to be the character you say you are to encourage the other people out there. Because if you're not that character, then you're lying to yourself and you're lying to your audience and your fans. And you should never do that because they look up to us.
Absolutely. You mentioned when you were giving up DJing, you brought back photography. When was photography introduced to you?
So at an early age, when I was 4 years old, my mom gave me 4 gifts, as I call it, and I tell this story all the time. And I'm thank God that you brought it up. The first gift was music. My mom's always played music. Her favorite is Mark Anthony. I have somehow, some way, Mark Anthony, if you watch this or some of your people watch this, you have to meet my mom's. Like, you have to. Like, it's got to be a FaceTime or something. Like, I got to make that happen. And I will make that happen because it's in the universe. But growing up in a Puerto Rican home, Spanish family and stuff, every Sunday was always cleaning the house. My mom was throwing the music. But my mom wasn't the typical Puerto Rican woman that just listened to Spanish music. She also listened to hip hop, R&B, soul music, everything. So she'll mix up like Hector Lavoe with some Barry White. She'll do the Temptations with Celia Cruz, Fronarito. I think that's their name. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce their name correctly. They used to wear the white fedora hats. There was a group. So what was it? Tumba la casa, something like that. Right?
Sounds about right.
So she'll mix that with the Temptations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got into music and everything. And whoever's texting me, stop, because I told you don't text me. So growing up in music, that was the first gift that she gave me. The second gift was photography, where she bought me a disposable Kodak camera. So I was always like this with the disposable camera. You ever seen a disposable camera?
Absolutely, I've used it.
So you just wind it up, click. So we always used to go to the zoo, museums, theme parks. My mom took me everywhere. So I was there like this, taking pictures. I thought I was Inspector Gadget at one point in my life because I grew up watching that show.
Yeah.
So, I grew up watching that show and reading books like spy books and stuff like that. So Sherlock Holmes was one of my influences too. And I just felt like I was just capturing the moment just in case of something. The third gift was literature, which was reading. So I always struggled with reading and stuff like that. So my mom's had to figure out, how can I get my son to relate to literature and reading comic books? My first comic book was the Fantastic Four comic book, and I fell in love with I fell in love with The Thing, not the Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk was my third favorite superhero, The Thing. And I loved The Thing so much because it was this guy who was radioactive cosmic transformed into this rock creature. and everyone hated him, feared him, and all that stuff. He was a monster. People ain't want him because the way he looked and stuff, but he was a genuine man underneath. So I always found the similarity in both of us and the thing and stuff like that, because also the thing also played just like in the Hulk, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So you got the good side and then you got the bad side. So, but he was never bad.
He just looked bad to people.
He just looked bad to people. So that's how I always felt. Like people, when they looked at me, was like the way they looked at the thing. But underneath this is a genuine soul. And I let people know that through my photography and my voice. Because I spoke to so many kids out there, so many schools out there and everything. And I'm still today encouraging people. So
that's amazing. Very noble stuff right there.
The last gift was friendship. My mom was my first friend and my last friend. Because that woman right there, because she kept me away from everything. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everything. She's like, no, my son is special. And I have to protect him from all this so he can achieve and go where he's supposed to go. You understand what I'm saying? Because I grew up in a family where some of my aunts and uncles was in the streets. So, you know, RX Superstar didn't grow up in no house or none of that stuff. He grew in the projects, the streets. He had aunts and uncles who worked, got their lives together. He had aunts and uncles who did stuff in the street that was bad. So I was exposed to all this at a young age, and that's another reason why I was so encouraged to do good and speak and make sure people find their right path. And if my voice can help that, then I did my job. And that's why my godmother always calls me every time she follows me on TikTok now. So, and I'm like, how'd you learn TikTok? Who showed you that? Which one of my cousins showed you that? Who showed you that? So she's my number one fan on there. Always comment, always call me right there. I just saw your video. You look so cool. Oh my God. You know, all this stuff. She's like, you do food reviews. Why you don't take me out? Soon, Titi, soon. I'll take you. Because I got this Puerto Rican restaurant coming up again. I mean, that's the 4 gifts right there that was bestowed upon me was music, photography, literature, and friendship. Because my mom's is everything. My grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, best friend, the friend that hurt you, the family member that hurt you. Because your mother gonna make you go through it all.
Of course.
You know what I mean? If you grew up with your mom, she gonna make you go through it all. That's your first and real world experience. Is your mom's or whoever you grew up with. Because people grew up with their grandma or their dad or their aunt. Shout out to everybody out there. You know what I mean? But as for me, my mom's was just everything. And she did a good job. She did a good job.
That's beautiful. Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to mom amazing. Out there. Cookie Harlem.
Amazing, amazing. What is the plug with RX Superstar?
The plug with RX Superstar is basically one of my first names. I was called the plug because no one knew about cosplaying. No one knew about that world. No one knew what can it do for you if you know how to use the tools. So the plug with RX Superstar is basically my show that I had on Twitch, that I had on YouTube. Yes, I was a podcaster too, just like, you know, Franjez. You know what I'm saying? We chilling here. But my show was different because when I did a podcast and when I did a talk show, we call it a talk show, my influencers was Jay Leno, Jimmy Fallon now, because he reminds me of Colin O'Brien. The list goes on. So I was like, how can I incorporate that to what I'm doing in the geek world and cosplay and pop world? Video games. People don't like hearing people talk, especially that generation, especially that crowd. No, you got to catch their attention. Video games. So I will play the newest and latest game that came out, which is every Tuesday, which is still that now. Every game that comes out in America is Tuesday. And then we have the Throwback Thursdays. Whatever game that was in the past that they're playing now that's hot, I would play that. And I was like, this is from my time and everything. So I would sit down with my guests. wherever they was from a musician to a comedian to a cosplayer to a comic book writer to a fashion designer, whatever. These are my friends, and I'm gonna put you on. We're gonna rise up together. And that's what I did. I did about like 400 some episodes, 2 seasons. I stopped at the 3rd season because that's when I started getting like busy. I started being invited to conventions. Jason's telling me go here, go there. You know what I mean? So I didn't really have time to do a show no more. So what did I do after that? I created another show, sticking to music now. So it's called Unplugged with RX Superstar. So I'm plugged into the Comic-Con world and pop culture. Now we unplug, like MTV Unplugged.
Yeah.
So now we listen to my musician friends, which
Nice.
is rappers.
Is this still on Twitch?
It's still on my YouTube channel. Everything is on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RX Superstar. You can find all that in there. You'll see a whole different RX Superstar, what you see now. Because if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be this.
100%.
You know what I mean? So I did a bunch of episodes there. I was a part of a label company called Label Noir. We traveled to mad places. Texas, LA, of course, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Florida, and Tampa, a lot of places. So we out there, we doing our thing, and that's what I did for a while. And then after that, that's when I just started like just doing regular videos, because now I started working with companies inside Comic-Con. So my first company I worked with was called Loot Crate. So Loot Crate is a subscription box of like geek and pop cultures. So you'll get like pop toys, you'll get like a little figure of like Back to the Future or like Toxic Avenger or some anime that was back in that time, like Trigun, and then you'll get a cool t-shirt. So that's because of Jason. Jason hooked me up with that. And that was my first sponsor, my first endorsement. So I was getting paid now. I was getting paid. I was getting free clothes. I was getting free toys. I'm like, I'm not even spending my own money no more.
All right, we're moving really fast. That's your water. Feel free to.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Salud.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm trying to keep up. You have so much going on. So
you got
photography's over. Yeah. Photography's over. Now you're into the cosplay. Where on the timeline is the plug with RX and the Twitch streaming?
So Twitch was the first thing before I went to YouTube. So I had to figure out all this podcast, and I had to figure out how to connect things. So I'm very old school. I'm the kid that you went to the house, or the cousin that had the 3 VCRs hooked up into the TV. So this is recording this, and this is recording this, and I'm selling, because I'm selling these bootlegs too. So I was the kid too, and the cousin that had all the import anime stuff and everything, because I used to go to Chinatown, and I know the bootleggers. So I used to buy the $5 tape, then I brought it home, and then I was selling for $10. Nice. So I made a $5 profit, and I used that $5 to build like my empire. I bought my camera, I bought whatever accessories I needed to take it to the next step.
So what comes next?
What comes next after the show?
Yeah.
After the show,
you're doing the photography. You're doing you finished the 2 shows, right? You ended these 2 shows.
So every week I was on. So Tuesdays and Thursdays I was on from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's when you got out of work. That's after happy hour. That's all that stuff. So now I got your attention. So during that week, I will schedule my photography with people. So I was being consistent. It was no such thing as sleep no more. It was no such thing as just relaxing at the home. It was just go home, shower, eat, leave, and go out. Until you generate enough money that you don't even eat at home no more. You got to grab a bite to eat from outside.
So you're doing photography for people that dress up in their cosplay.
So
and
it could be even fashion as well.
It could be like at home. Like, what are these jobs like?
So my jobs is locations. So I'm always like either downtown using skyscrapers like Highline or Times Square, or I'm in Central Park using natures, using bridges, whatever the client is looking for at that time. And that's my job as a photographer. Is my job to find the location and the appeal that they need of that character to bring it to life. So I was always finding churches. I was always finding waterfalls in New York. There are waterfalls in New York. There's a waterfall in Central Park. I found a castle in New York. I mean, in Central Park. I found Botanical Garden in Brooklyn. There's a Japanese thing that's there. So whoever is an anime character or needs something like that, I would take them there. So that's what I was always doing. My knowledge of photography, doing fashion, and doing locations helped me do this with the cosplaying now. And me being an anime head, as I say, a weeb Rican. A weeb Rican. If you don't know what a weeb is basically a person who is fascinated with the Japanese culture.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I'm Puerto Rican, so I want to combine in both. I made that name up when they got me as an influencer for anime NYC, and I was the first Puerto Rican Latino to be an influencer at a Japanese pop culture convention.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's a great feeling. So now I consider myself a weeb Rican.
I think you're the first ever, right? I never heard that.
I'm the first ever, then there's many more after me. I will make stickers out of that soon.
Have you traveled over there?
To Puerto Rico?
No,
Japan?
Yeah.
It's on my list. And when I go to Japan, I met so many people here that live over there. So it's going to be fun over there regardless. I just want to see Godzilla. That's all. I want to go to the Godzilla hotel. I want to do the zip line Godzilla. It's just, to me, Japan is a big ass Comic-Con. It's like, it's so much to do. I want to go to Tokyo and drive the little Mario Kart thing that they got. I want to put on a suit. I will dress up as Donkey Kong. It's just so much to do out there. It's the virtual reality that's out there too. The food is out there I want to try. I do want to do food reviews. That's what both of us do, is food reviews. We both foodies out there. That when you travel, it's always best to like look for popular locations, and then they accept like food influencers. And then when you travel those places, then now you have the opportunity to give your review of this place that everyone knows and loves.
Man, hell yeah. Every time I go away, I definitely do as much content as I can.
I mean, got to do it now. You know what I'm saying? Every day is something content. Every day, like whatever you do is content.
Yeah, when people ask me like how I do my food content, I tell people you eat every day.
It's true.
Either you're cooking or you're eating out. Regardless, you have content.
True.
You have content.
That's true.
Yeah,
I even know people, like, they started doing this, and I've never seen that. And I'm like, I ain't even think of that. So you know how they do the food reviews, right? Like we go out and stuff. No one has ever done a food review of delivery service to the home.
Oh.
So finally somebody did that, and I was like, you're so smart. You're so smart, because this person is counting each delivery person from Domino's to McDonald's to Burger King, whatever fast food, your local Spanish spot, your sushi place, your ramen place. So the person is timing when's delivery service. How late are you? How early are you? Was the food even cooked that well? Because a lot of Chinese food, you'll get like a 5-minute call right after. Wait, was that even cooked? you know. So, and the Spanish spot, the Spanish restaurants, the food is already cooked and prepared. So that's a no-brainer. But Chinese stores, there's no
buffet.
There's no buffet. Right? There's no food entrees right there. There's nothing for you to look at.
They're out there walking.
There you go.
With a walk per order. I still love Chinese food.
I love Chinese food.
Oh,
I just did a review at one of my favorite spots, Wu Hop, which is in Chinatown.
Nice.
I've been going there since 2019.
Nice.
And that was the only place during the pandemic that was open. Like I had to, like in the neighborhood, there was Chinese stores, but I didn't want my local Chinese food no more, because to me, your neighborhood Chinese store is not the same as Wu Hop. If you ain't got egg in your rice, it's not real.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not real. You eating the block Chinese food.
Peas, carrots.
You eating that stuff. If there's no eggs in your rice, that's not authentic Chinese food. Just to let you guys know that.
Yeah, I like
so go
that.
to Wu Hop. Wu Hop been around since my mother. I think since 1930 something. They've been around for a long time. They about to hit that 100 mark.
Did they show you love?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
All the time. I've been going there since 2019. So many people has gone there because of me. I had so many dates there. I had so many friends, business meetings, stuff like that.
Nice.
It still continues till today. And even my friends that didn't even know about this place, when you taking me, when we going over there, you know I love Chinese food, RX.
Man.
And they have the best ribs ever. I'm a rib guy. So I always get the ribs with the bone. Always. And I have to have they hot spicy mustard. And, you know, take a word of advice in my video. I forgot it was hot spicy mustard. I dipped the whole thing in, ate it. My whole nose just flared up and my eyes started tearing. And you could see it in the video. That's why I was joking in my food reviews, I always joke on myself. I was like, at this point right here, I ain't gonna lie, this is when the spicy mustard kicked in.
Oh man.
So don't do what I did and just dip and just eat right there. No, little tap,
Dabs,
a little dash, and that's the little splash, and that's it.
Man, I gotta try this place.
We gotta do a food review together.
I'm down to go down there.
It's a lot of people that's not doing that. Like, let's get these food
Collaborations,
reviews together. Let's combine. Let's collaborate. You know, what's your favorite? I'm actually in the work. Sorry about that. I'm actually waiting for the confirmation date of I'm having my own sandwich being made.
Where at?
So what is it called? It's here in Westchester. It's here around Crotty's. I think it's called
Crotty's cheesesteak.
Crotty's cheesesteak. So I'm the
That
first.
place is the best.
Shout out to Paulie out there.
Absolutely.
Hooking
Shout out
everything
Paulie.
up. Make sure you get the Paulie, and then my sandwich is coming soon. So make sure you get both sandwiches. But you know, that's that superstar sandwich. So it's called the RX Superstar Wish. So like Star Wish, like sandwich. So we called it that. We came up with a bunch of different names. It was either going to be that or the ogre hoagie. You know what I'm saying?
Ogre hoagie.
You know what I'm saying? So they was like, no. And then, you know, you got to talk to your female friends and your friends, and they like, no, RX. Just stick to your name and just add the wish out of there. No, you're doing too much now. You're doing too much. So I will be their first celebrity that goes there. I'll be on their wall. They're really good people. They also have a food challenge. I will be going against their champion soon. That's all I can say for now. I'm preparing myself for that as we speak, because I do go to the gym. I do exercise now because you got to take care. You really got to take care of yourself. And then all this food I'm eating, you gain weight. So you gotta create a balance. You gotta create. And I'm a Libra, so if I don't create a balance, it's gonna drive me crazy. So
I fast a lot. That's what I do.
Fast?
Yeah.
I do fasting too, but it's mostly like the times. I do the times. Because when you fast, you're only supposed to eat a certain amount. Not me. I dig in. I dig in. And then once that time is over of that day, I won't eat again, or I won't even drink water. Because in fasting too, what a lot of people don't realize is you have to stop drinking water at a certain point, because then you'll retain water, which your body's not supposed to have, and then that creates more weight. So be careful of your water levels as well.
Interesting. I gotta look into that one. So let's get back to the storyline. So where are we? Did the shows end yet, or are they still going on?
The Plug with RX Superstar is never ending. It just took a break because I blew up.
I'm saying you had one that was video games, and then you switched it to music.
So the video game, the Plug with RX Superstar is the video game talk show where I put everybody on. The Unplug with RX Superstar was the musicians and all my music friends and stuff like that. And that was fun. That one ended. I could always that's what's cool about YouTube and Twitch. You can always bring back your shows.
Nice.
But recently, in recent events, and I know I'm going to get real busy soon, I want to do one final season. I don't know what will be the last episode. That's up to the viewers and that's up to the people out there. But I know once I start with episode 1 of the Plug with RX Superstar final season, it's nothing but consistency after that. And you're going to see everybody I know, and we're going to shine together and become the brightest group in the world. The brightest tribe in the world. We gonna shine so bright they can see us from another planet.
Woo!
You know what I mean? So that's how much I believe in my friends and I believe in people. Because if I could do this and shine, you can do it as well.
Nice. How did you end up on that Jim Sally-Krupp show that he was doing at the Yonkers?
Oh, I ended up in
Comic-Con?
Yonkers Comic Con because I am not the Yonkers guy.
I am the Yonkers guy.
That's right. That's right. There you go. And make sure you want to come to Yonkers and get on the show, man. Get on the show, man. Get your voice out there. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself out there. That came about because of Captain Erica. Shout out to Erica, who I met during because I'm also dabble in finance. So recently I spoke financial and I also went to a financial group and I met her through a friend. Shout out to Chantel out there, who's gonna have a healthy baby out there. I'll see you soon. I know you're gonna kill me. Cause I'll be outside. You know what I'm saying? I'll be outside. Now they know I'll be outside. So it's hard to like get me to do something if I already have something to do. You gotta tell me a way advance. Unless it's an emergency, then I'll just stop what I'm doing and then help you real quick. But other than that, I met Captain Erica through her. She followed me this whole entire time. She became a fan of mine before she became a friend. And she was like, the Yonkers Comic Con, we trying to do a Comic Con. Would you like to be a part of it? Hell yeah, I'd like to be a part of Yonkers Comic Con. There's no such, when was a Yonkers Comic Con? So she told me about the first one, and I was like, the second one going to be way better. People going to think the second one going to be the first one of how we going to do this. So she told me that she was going to get a guest list, invite like all the stars that's in the Yonkers and other places. I was like, all right, cool. So she called the RX Superstar, the brightest star that everybody knows. I know everybody in Comic-Con, everybody. And everybody watches me. Every move I make, all that stuff, where he going to be at. So now, when it comes to Yonkers Comic-Con next year, it's going to be more people coming. Because a lot of people hit me up, yo, there was a Yonkers Comic-Con? What y'all was doing up there?
What y'all was doing up there? I saw you on stage.
They seen the pictures, they seen the videos, they seen me talk, my story and everything. They was like, yo, you out there, kid? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to what's going on instead of paying attention to drama.
There you go.
Drama's just going to keep you stuck and not really take you where you want to go. With me, I'm an uplifter, and I'm going to move away from your negativity and drama, and I'm going to take these people, and we're going to shine. And that's what we did. I met you there. I met Jasenia there. Shout out to her out there. Shout out to Penguin out there. I'll see you soon. Who's a great food reviewer, foodie reviewer as well, and a content creator and influencer. So Erica, she just got everybody together, you know. And then I met Evan, and I met his wife as well. I forgot her name. I'm sorry, Katori. That's why. I knew you was an MMA fighter's name. Couture. It was something like Couture, but Katori.
Randy Couture?
Yeah, but she's the female name of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you think about it. So that's how I remembered.
I had them on my podcast.
I know. I saw it, man.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw it.
No.
Oh, I pay attention.
I appreciate that.
When I first
that was
met
a good
you,
episode. Very good episode.
Nah, that's it. They real down and deep. They about the community. They about helping and uplifting other people.
Especially Yonkers. They really care a lot about Yonkers.
Because Lionsgate is up here now.
It is.
So as Captain Erica would say, this is the Hollywood on the Hudson.
Yeah.
So I'm with Yonkers now. Like,
come through.
You don't see like I'm getting these food reviews from Yonkers. They want me to go to this ramen place. I can't say it now, but it's a ramen place that's up here that's very famous. So I will be heading there. I'll be heading that way soon.
I never even heard of it.
So
let's talk after.
I'll tell you
That
after.
sounds
I'll tell you
crazy.
after. It's a ramen place. You rarely hear stuff like that about in Yonkers.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So, because in Yonkers is basically like just old school diners,
A lot of Italian
Italian,
and a lot of chain restaurants.
Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a few Asians.
A lot of
and,
Mexican.
Yeah.
A lot of Mexican
Yeah.
restaurants. A lot of really good ones, too.
Because of the houses up here and all that. Like, it's a good community up here. Like, if you
Yeah.
get your money right, you could live peaceful up here. You could live a good life up here.
Yeah,
while
it's
still going to
literally
city.
right outside the city.
Yeah.
The next city up
I
from
know.
the Bronx.
People, when we was leaving Yonkers, they was like, yeah, we going back to the city. Let's go back to New York. So my friend is next to me. Shout out to Kage. He's next to me. He was like, people are morons. Don't they know you in New York? Yonkers is New York.
It's upstate to people.
Exactly. So I'm there laughing. I'm trying to hold my composure. I'm trying not to laugh and everything. And he just got me just rolling. Because we listening to the people because they never been there. They never left their community. They never left Brooklyn, never left Harlem. So for them to come to Yonkers, it's like Jersey to them.
Yeah, it is.
You know, so that's why you got people like me here to enlighten people. And, you know, like, you know, I'm not going to laugh at you because you don't know. I'm going to help you understand so you won't have that situation again.
That's noble.
You know what I mean? Because I didn't grow up with that. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely. Very noble things you're saying. Yeah,
thank you.
It.
Appreciate that, brother.
Absolutely. What's the overall goal with the photography, especially cosplay photography?
Be the best I could be.
There you go.
That's it. Be the best I could be. Make a name for myself. Hope others follow my path. And I hope it encourage others to pursue what they want to do in any field. Because once you put your mind to it, you could do anything.
Nice. What do you think the afterlife is?
The afterlife? Man. The afterlife. That's a good question. That's a real deep question. For me, the afterlife is you see everybody from this world no more. Like the people that left this world, you see them again. But I think it's something after that afterlife. I think you go where you are needed next. You're reincarnated where you need to be. You know what I mean? So to me, that's what afterlife means. It's like it's not a never-ending journey. It's just the next step of this journey of your soul that's taking you where you need to go. Now, if you become a person when you reincarnated and whatever it is, and you can realize that, which is called your past lives, then you are one with this world. You're one with the universe. You are one with yourself. So I think my grandmother, my moms, and my godmother teach me all this stuff. Very spiritual women. Very spiritual family.
Definitely. I can hear it. That's beautiful. So with the Twitch, this is really big now.
Yeah.
People are making stupid money off
Yeah.
this streaming stuff.
And when I started,
Yeah.
none of that was happening.
No way.
None of that. None of that. None of that was happening. Yo, Twitch, you owe me some coins, yo.
Backline.
Like for real, you know what I'm saying? I hook you up with my bank account with routing, you know what I'm saying? You can just wire the money. You know what I mean? So by me doing that, I encouraged others too that now there's somebody in Twitch and the streaming world and stuff like that. And I still see them today. Like I could be walking by, they're doing an interview, they see me, they'll stop. Oh, Rex. Because it's like when you see me, it's like you'll never know when you'll see me again. So that's the right time. That's the opportunity that, yo, RX, like it was one person, he was doing an interview and he saw me and he just came off. And this guy is being videotaped at New York Comic Con in front of everybody. And shout out to Peter Griffin, the real Peter Griffin out there. Rob, you the man. Ain't no other Peter Griffin like you. You are Peter Griffin, period. So he sees me and I'm walking by and he does his voice. It's RX Superstar. So then he gets off whatever interview he's doing and he came and gave me a handshake and gave me a hug.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got everybody looking at me now like, yo, who's this guy? You know what I mean? So I always appreciate him for that. He ain't have to do that, you know, but he did it anyway. And I didn't even know he was there because he was surrounded by so many people because he became a gaming influencer now because of Fortnite and the whole Peter Griffin.
Wow.
So he's Peter Griffin on there playing as Peter Griffin.
That's genius.
You know what I mean?
And he's streaming too?
Yeah. Who, me?
Him.
No, yeah, he's a big streamer now.
That makes perfect sense.
A big streamer now. And I'm just proud of him. For whatever he does, I'm just proud of him.
That's incredible. My man Peter Griffin, the real one.
The real Peter Griffin.
That's sick.
That's the only one.
Tell us about your crown.
my crown, my hat, my baby, everything. This right here, this is how people recognize me now, by my hat. They recognize the beard, but I always change the beard up. Sometimes it'll be a shorter or longer stuff. So they gave up on that. So they were just stuck to the hat now. So this is my 5th crown of 5 years of wearing a hat created by me. So when I buy these hats, shout out to Liz, by the way. I'm very old school, very old school. So I go to Lids, I get my hat done, I get a certain type of letters, and it's a blank hat that I start with through the first season of cons, through the whole entire year. And then at the end of the year, you will see pins, stickers, whatever I was going through that whole entire year will be on my hat. And that's my blood, sweat, and tears of that whole entire year. And because of that, too, after a while, the hat gets funky and stuff, right? So I went through a whole process of things, of like how to keep this hat maintained. So my first year, and if I take that hat out the display case and everything, it smells like a mummy. Straight up like a mummy. Like you could literally smell like the sweat from the forehead, everything. Because I not only went to conventions with the hats, I also worked out. I also went to the store, walked the dog. Like, to be who you say you are, you got to really rep it. Really rep it. You got to really be you. Really be it. So I was like, I ain't even know Hector no more or Junie no more, which is my family nickname. It's all about RX Superstar. I was telling my mom, yo, Ma, it's RX. She was like, you better go over there with that RX stuff. I was telling my aunts, I was telling my brothers and all that. So then my brother started calling me RX. Then my friends started calling me RX. Then they started saying Superstar. Then they started saying Soup. Like, not soup like a soup you eat, like soup like a Superman and stuff. So it was just a variety of nicknames after that. Then after that, my crown became so popular, people offer me money now. Because people want that good luck. People want that essence of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to a collector's house and they be like, and they'll sit there like, you'll sit there, you'll look at your friends like, why you got a hat that says RX Superstar with all the stuff? And then they'll sit there, it's like, yo, let me tell you about the brightest star. And then they'll sit there and tell you their story. It's like, yo, this is the coolest guy ever. I always wanted his hat, and I bought his hat, and now I have it. So, and then what I told people is, if I ever sell my hats, you have to take a picture with me, and it has to be in the display case so people can know who I am and see how happy you are. And that's my crown right there. I wear it every year. It's different stuff. I have sponsors. I'm endorsed by this pin company called Avenues Graduate. Shout out to Avenues Graduate. They make the most dopest gangster pins ever, mashups and everything. From The Godfather, from The Bronx Tale, from Beetlejuice, from Big Pun, rest in peace, which is one of my favorite idols. And straight Boricua company too. Straight Puerto Rican company and all that, always devoted to the people. They have Kodos, boxing gloves as a pin. They have the Big Pun hand with the flag, him holding the flag, if you ever watched his videos. Just a bunch of stuff. I'm also sponsored by companies now. This is one of the sponsors right here called Nufu, which means now you fucked up. So,
I did not expect
like
that.
that, right? Now you fucked up, because now you got the full RX Superstar now. Shout out to him. He's been a great guy. He's been rocking with me for like 2 years now. He's a big Dragon Ball Z head. He likes anime. Like this shirt is inspired by Lil Wayne's The Carter.
Oh, I see.
So
it.
you see, like, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, this is Kid Buu, and he's next to them, I think, the Rolls Royce, and it's the same cover of the Carter. I think it's the Carter 2. And then, rocking. Then I have my own clothing line, which is called Ogre. It's called Ogre. And right now we have Ogre Up, which is supposed to be a positive influencing thing, if you can see right here. So this is the Boricua on one. This is the Puerto Rican colors and stuff. I felt like repping from our people because of, what's been going on in the news and stuff like that. So I encourage every Puerto Rican out there, embrace your culture and wear it every day, and let people know how proud you are, because the red symbolizes es sangre, our blood. You understand? Of a warrior. We are warriors. Men, women, don't matter. That's what the red means. Our blood. We are warriors. What else is after
Let's
that?
get back to the hat, man.
Oh,
How many hats you got?
5. I have 5 hats.
So it's 5 years. It's 12 months.
5 years, 12 months, do the whole entire thing. It's different
when
hats,
is-
different pins.
Is there a specific day and month or something that you switch them?
That's a good question, because it's always around like Fashion Week. It's always around like February or like March.
Is when it starts?
That's when con season really start, like the big cons, not the local moms and pops, because the local moms and pop cons starts January. But the big league cons, they normally start after February, after Valentine's Day, after we spend all the love money. Now we go spend Comic-Con money now, you know? So it's always around like March or February. Always around there. That's a very good question, because I never thought about that. I'm going to have to, the next hat, just because he said it, I'm gonna write a date.
There you
when
go.
I first got it, I'm gonna write the date on there, and that's another thing, a part of the history of RX Superstar.
Yeah, you could, when you take it off, too.
I'm gonna tell him to do the stitch it in,
Oh, that is
the
official.
the number. I'm gonna
That
tell
is
him to stitch it in
official.
when this hat was made.
Yeah.
This hat was made this date,
There you go. I like
and then
that.
when the hat is over, I'm gonna have him stitch when it ended.
There you go.
So you have when the hat was born and when the hat,
Retired.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to say died.
No,
You want to retire.
You wanna
Retired.
It was retired. That hat is retired.
It must feel weird putting the fresh baby one on, right?
I know. It does though. It really does. It just like, yo, I got
It weighs
new
a
hat.
lot less, too.
Oh my God. This hat is so heavy. Cause when I take it off and people hold it, they was like, oh my God, what the? They was like, yeah, that's a heavy ass hat. And they asked me,
Pins and sweat in it.
oh my God, yo. I don't let nobody touch me, because, people, women, they like to touch, you know what I'm saying? Especially a handsome guy. So they be like that. I'm like, you stabbed me. They're like, oh my God, I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's genius. I like
But this
that.
is the first hat that I added stickers.
All right.
No, wait. This is the second hat I added stickers, but more. The brim right here on the bottom, I always put stickers here. This is the second time I put stickers, but I started adding more and more here, because this right here, Ogre Up, these little Ogre pins and stuff, those are my brand, my pins and stuff like that. So, and also I got a gift.
Oh,
So,
my man.
I always come prepared. I just gotta look for it. My bag is a mess. Don't
Take your
mind me.
time. I got a question while you look.
Let's go.
Who's the first person you think of when you think of success?
The first person I think of when I think of success is myself.
My man.
Is myself. I wake up in the morning. If it's not me motivating myself, it's not me looking in the mirror after I'm mouth washing my mouth, I don't feel right. Like who is there to tell us we are successful? If you have a roof over your head, you have a income of whatever, and you take care of yourself, and if you could go to the barbershop or the salon, I think you're successful. I think you're successful. But some people just want more in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. You are deserving to have more in life. And that's why I pursue, and that's why I keep going the way I'm going, because I want more in life,
Nice.
So this is my gift to you. This is my first pin, because his shirt has changed ever since. So this is my second design, but this is my first pin of RX Superstar before I started changing the T-shirts.
Oh, man, I'm honored to get a vintage
so this
one.
is for you.
Thank
right
you very
here.
much.
That's
Oh,
for him
that's
right
great.
there. Excuse the hair.
No
Excuse the
problem.
hair.
Oh, that's dope.
So that's my pin right there.
Thank you very
That's
much.
for you. I always got to bring something. Next time I come, because I would love to come with my crew.
Oh, hell yeah. I got
love-
6 mic capability.
I would love to come with my crew, the Hitmakers. That's another thing. I have my own crew called the Hitmakers. Our name speaks for ourselves. That's all we do is make hits of any field, any content creating, anything we do. We just
Nice.
all eyes on us.
Nice. I like that. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was a kid, what I wanted to be when I grow up, I wanted to be a fireman. I wanted to be a fireman because my first toy was a fire truck. And I'll never forget that. My mom's bought me a fire truck. Then that fire truck turned into a transformer. And then I just love firemen because they help people, they rescue people, they put their lives on the line. But what caught my eyes when I wanted to be a fireman, you're going to laugh, because they had a Dalmatian. They had a dog. I didn't have a dog at that time, so I was like, by me being a fireman, I'll have a dog. So I wanted to really be a fireman because of the Dalmatian dog, and I was fascinated by Disney movies, the 101 Dalmatians, so I wanted that. And I wanted the hat, and I wanted the whole outfit. I wanted to chop with the axe, you know. But when you get older, you start realizing the career you want is dangerous.
Not all firehouses got dogs.
No, they don't. They really don't. They don't. They really don't. It's either a cat.
They got there by accident.
A turtle.
A turtle.
Sometimes it's just a statue that stands right there, and that's it you talk to.
Yep, a dead dog statue or something.
When he was first there.
Yeah, it's a Dalmatian at least.
Oh, man.
What are 3 things you need to be happy?
3 things to need to be happy? Ooh, that's a good question right there. 3 things to be happy. In general or just myself?
You.
3 things that make me happy.
That you need to be happy.
That I need to be happy. I got to always be real with myself. Always. If I'm not real with myself, then that shit will fuck with me because I'm a Libra. And I will always second guess myself. I will always battle myself. So you got to have a control of yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you learn how to control yourself, then you know how to control situations. So that's one thing I always encourage people to is like, you know, you got to be self-aware yourself, take care of yourself. You just got to be self-aware of everything. Now, the second one, the one that makes me happy is Power Rangers. I love Power Rangers. I could sit there. He put the lights on.
I had them off this whole time. I just realized, damn, we could have been glowing this whole time.
We got lights.
What color you want?
I picked the green for Green Ranger for my mentor. Shout out to Jason David Frank, who just had a release. Even though he's not here and he passed away, he still have his merchandise in his movie he's promoting called Legend of the White Dragon. And recently there was a Comic-Con called Rhode Island Comic-Con. And he had an exclusive figure. I couldn't make it there. I had other obligations to do as RX Superstar. But I have great friends, and they know. And shout out to my great friends out there who made that happen. And shout out to his daughter, Jenna Frank, and shout out to Jason Fawn, his best friends, who signed it for me because it's me. You know what I'm saying? So, and what I mean by that is like these people knew I was my friend, and I also have a relationship with them as well. So it's all family love. It's all family love. But shout out to Jason, rest in peace. And that figure is so dope. I can't wait to display and show you guys. Now back to, he asked me what 3 things that make me happy. Power Rangers I love. I could really, even though he passed away, I could still sit there and watch Power Rangers. And it'll put me back in the state where I need to be and humble me down and remind me of like friendship, family, do right, defeat the bad guys. You know what I mean? So Power Rangers is one of them. Now the third one is food. Food is my love language. Oh my God. If you ever dated me and you watching this video, yep, food is his love language. Because everybody's house I ever been to, I tasted all my friends cooking, all my ex-girlfriends cooking, whether it was good or bad. I just love food. My friends nicknamed me Snorlax from Pokemon, the big sumo Pokemon that sits and blocks the road. But he's always eating. So food makes me happy. I love food. Food, it's one of the tools that make me happy. But at the end of the day, I make myself happy. You know what I'm saying? Because I know myself and I know what I enjoy in this world. That makes me who I am.
Nice. What's the most exciting thing you ever did?
The most exciting thing I ever did? I'm still doing it. I'm still doing exciting things. Look where I'm at right now.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's always the next excitement. I can't really sit there and say what it is because it's so much. It's from my mentors, from my moms. It's from family. It's from friends. It's from moments. It's from groups. It's from anything. To be honest with you, so I can't really pick something because that's really hard to do because tomorrow could be the next thing I'm doing that's cool, which I am doing something next tomorrow that's cool, and then the following day after that I'm doing something cool. So to me, it's everything.
To be determined.
Yeah, to be determined. Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
a good way to say it. That's a good way to say it.
As you get older, what has become more important and less important?
Time.
Woo! Time is more important.
Time.
And what's less important?
Bullshit.
Woo!
Bullshit will have you wasting time. And once you learn what time is about, you gonna fly. You gonna fly. You gonna speed through time. You're going to realize things that you never realized before. But all that comes with age. You know what I mean? Because when you're young, you don't think about stuff like that. As you go through stuff in life, and when you reach a certain age, and I'm 41 now, God bless, and because I ain't almost make it, I almost passed away when I was 21 years old. I went through back surgery, and, you know, that's another thing that changed my life. So I'm very grateful. Every day I wake up and breathe, drink water, eat, put on my clothes. I'm just grateful for life, period, because life is a gift. You know what I mean? And that's what my mentor, one of the things he always taught me, that life is a gift, and you got to treasure that gift because that's a once-in-a-lifetime gift. You know what I mean? So that right there.
Definitely. What would be the best piece of advice you'd give your younger self?
The best piece of advice I give to my younger self, don't be afraid. Go for it. Go for it, my ninja. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? I stopped using that word after a while, so it's always ninja. And I thank my mentor for that too. He's like, stop saying that so much. I'm from Harlem. We say that. He's like, but you're not in Harlem. We're in the world now. Just say ninja. All right, my ninja.
I like that.
So through him, just go for it. Don't stop. There's never a door that's closed because you can always open it yourself and go through it and create your own door. You create your own room, and then people will come in that room and they will like the stuff you're doing in that room, and then you become history after that. And when I mean history is that you making history, you making your name, you making your own lane, you making things happen for yourself, that you're leaving a legacy behind. And then this blueprint that you create, others will follow. Don't get mad. Don't get upset that people are copying you. Just feel good about yourself. Be flattered. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I could sit here all day and give you encouraging words,
definitely. I see that, man. You could drop jewels all day.
That's the way I was taught, man. You just gotta go for yours. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't let nobody tell you. If they talking to you negative, always remember the next day they not there. After you leave from them and you go back to where you was, you don't have to listen to that. You keep going what you doing. Just do it. Just keep going.
Absolutely. You ever watch Hot Ones?
Yeah.
You ever watch the DJ Khaled episode?
Oh my God! I used to work with DJ Khaled. That's a crazy story. So in my foodie adventures, right, DJ Khaled was one of the people who got me out there more because he had his own restaurant called Another Wing. It was supposed to be like Rick Ross's Wingstop. It was supposed to do his own. So it ain't work out. He stood around for like 2 years. But out of those 2 years, I got to do reviews for him and stuff like that. I even got to talk to him one time. And he's really a cool guy, real humble dude. He spit, you think I spit jewels? He got a whole jewelry shop. He got a whole jewelry shop.
Man,
a whole jewelry shop. You know what I'm saying? So
you seen that episode?
Yeah.
So the reason I thought of it, because you mentioned if somebody closes the door on you, just open it. He said you gotta take the hinges off the door.
So it won't be no door.
Yeah.
That is the most logic thing in the world. But you know what's funny about that too? Who the hell got time to unhinge and unscrew the top, the bottom, the whole door?
You know how hard it is to unhinge a door that's closed? But that's DJ Khaled.
Another one.
Yo,
Yeah, he had me
genius.
saying that too. Every time it was like a food review, I would eat something and be like another one,
Nice.
and then another one, and then another one. So it was cool. Shout out to
That's
DJ Khaled out there, man. He helped people out there. He's a good person.
That's great, definitely.
It's a lot of people I met. It's a lot of people. A lot.
Networking is
I talked to
everything.
Kanye West one time. No,
Really?
Twice. Shout out to Jules. Shout out to Yes Jules out there, one of the social media influence out there, who also is she's herself an influencer. She's the Snapchat queen. She has her own radio company called 1 AM Radio. I'm a part of that. It's a Miami base. I'm part of the New York team. And that's another person who influenced me and introduced me to other famous people and also iconic voices out there. So I got to talk to Kanye because of her.
How'd that happen? How was the conversation?
Man, that was during the first time I talked to Kanye. That's when he was with Kim Kardashian and they was at his ranch house or whatever. Everybody had that group party. So that's when I first got to talk to him. She was there. She pulled him to the side. It was about like 20 of us in the room. She was doing New Music Mondays. And she was like, you guys want to talk to Kanye? I'll be right back. I was the first one to say, hell fucking yeah. Put his ass on. So when he came on, he just spitting jewels. He just hitting you with the scripts. And what he told me and others, when we was in that chat room right there during the pandemic and shit like that, because I was doing the pandemic, that shit spoke to me. And I used what he told me into the world I'm in, and I just kept continue shining. I don't want to say what he told me.
Oh, come on. I ain't going to leave that up like that.
I don't want to say what he told me.
Damn.
But I could say this, though. He's a person who believes in people who believe in themselves and never stop. And they use every tool that they have around them to make themselves a voice that is so loud that it reaches people like him. And that's what he encourages is like, don't let your voice go too low. Speak loud and proud of who you are and what you have.
Sounds like him. That definitely sounds like him.
He sent us some drip too.
Nice.
When the first Yeezys came out, I don't even know the names of them. It was the ones that looked like spaceships. I don't know. They looked like slippers before the slides, and then he had the clothing when they had holes in them. So he sent us all that stuff. It was cool.
That is cool.
It was cool.
Man, that's awesome. If you could have any question answered, what would you ask? And I mean any question, even the time you're gonna die.
Any question that can be answered.
Yeah, what would you ask?
Who created you? What made you the creator of all of us? Who created you? Where did you come from, really? That's what I'll ask that person. That being, excuse me.
Yeah.
I will ask that being.
Yeah, I like that.
Where did you come from?
Where did you come from?
Why you highly favor me and the other guy wants me so bad? What is it about me and around my surroundings that you push me so much? And you push me, you love me, and you not hate me, but you show me hard love. Hard love. Because what you do for us is out of love, and you don't mean to hurt us. You just enlightening us as humans in our emotions, and you showing us how to keep going. But my question will always be, who created you? How did this come about? Why was you created? Why are you here? You know what I mean? So that's what I'll ask that person. I mean, that being.
Yeah.
That being.
You believe in aliens?
Do I believe in aliens? Well, I mean, I'm in the Comic-Con world. Aliens is like, what type of aliens you talking about? Like Men in Black aliens? Like,
In general,
I mean,
that don't belong to this planet.
others out there? Yes. Other species in other worlds? Yes.
On this planet that visit us and stuff like that.
They're among us. They might come knock on your door. But I do believe in others out there. They live among us because how did we get the ideas and thoughts, even though they say it's from God, but the technologies that videotape us, record us, they're always advanced. They're getting more advanced. We have flying cars coming soon. We have water cars already, submarine cars. We have cars that turn into helicopters. So where all this technology is coming from? The human race is advanced, but we're not that advanced. It must have been someone showing us how to create this stuff, so we could have lives, as they say, lives. Because being a podcaster is different from being a doctor. You know what I mean? But you still need technology and tools as a doctor, just like as a podcaster. So where all these ideas came from, it had to come from somewhere. You can't just sit there and think like, how do we even have the knowledge to create metal? Metal wasn't formed like that. If we go back in the Neanderthal, which is completely closest to the human besides the caveman, and they didn't have metal or none of that stuff. They had just logs, sticks, strength, basic tools. How did they create fire? They didn't create fire. Fire was created already through lightning when it hits the ground of a dry field. How did we manage to control fire in the ways of like a stove or a candle and stuff like that? Where did all this stuff come from? It had to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And then you see the evolution of mankind, where we first started from until now. If you put somebody from that time era into this world now, they'll be lost. Where if you take a person from this time and go back in the past, we could change the future. So, and that's time travel. Time travel comes from where? Had to come from somewhere. All these ideas of movies and monsters and all that stuff. What if these monsters and aliens that we project on these screens and TV shows are actually the people that are telling us we're among you? Look at the show. What is it? It was a Marvel show with Skrulls, Super Skrulls, where these alien creatures are green and they take appearance of humans and they live human lives. So that is a way in the show that's showing that there are others among us. And there was a movie like that with Roddy Piper.
My man.
Where he first exposed that there are people out there that's not from this world. And not to mention his name, but they had a character that looked just like Donald Trump. Before Donald Trump.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? So that right there is time telling us what's about to happen in the future. Now, don't bother me, secret societies and all that stuff. Leave me alone. He just asked me a question. These are my opinions and thoughts, okay?
That's it, just opinions.
I'm an ogre, okay? I should tell you right there.
If you had one law everyone on Earth had to follow, what would it be?
Woo, that's a good one right there. A law, even though man's not supposed to make laws, that's my Catholic side now. If I could make a law, everyone got to have money in this world. That's sorry to say it, but that's how we survive here. No matter what country you are, that paper is what it is. Even if they get rid of the paper, it's still currency. That's the law I will have. Everyone will have currency. Everyone will have something in their bank account. you know, to start them off. Because no one knows how to make money. No one ever handed nobody money. No one ever gave anybody anything. So for me, I feel like this will help be in a way of like a scholarship, a life scholarship, to help you do what you want to do in this world. Where if you pursue it or you fuck up, you just have that tool. Like, let's say you reach a certain age, 18 years old, and this law automatically you get $1,000. As soon as you hit 18, you get that $1,000. Now, what you do with that $1,000 is up to you, because $1,000 could change your life if you really, really want something in life. And you use any tool, you use the tools that you need, not that the tools that you want. And when I keep mentioning tools, it's because we're going back right now. We're going to talk about God and stuff like that. When Noah was given the tools to build this ark, he didn't know what he was doing. But he had the blueprint already from God. And that's why I say technology and stuff like that and aliens and all that. Because to me, God is a being. So he's considered as an alien, if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different story, and don't be coming after me.
Opinions.
Don't come after me, okay? Don't come after me. But all this together, it's just like, that's what I feel like it is. It's just that. You know what I mean? And all the technology and all the aliens, all this stuff and everything, it all had to come from somewhere. And that's how I feel about that.
I definitely understand. What are your overall life goals?
My overall life goals to live the best healthy life that I can, because I want to see my friends at 80 years old. I want to come to all your birthdays at 80s, because my 80th birthday going to be lit. It's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. It's going to be a whole different RX. It's going to be gray beard. It's going to still have long hair. Because when you reach a certain age, you have to really start conditioning your body for life. Because when you're younger, you don't know that. Unless you're an athlete and you've been enlightened early, then you know. But if you haven't, when you reach a certain age, you want to maintain your body to survive. Because if your body and then your mind will follow, then everything else will flow. And that comes from Bruce Lee.
My man.
So that's what I feel about that.
Nice. We're nearing the end of the podcast. If
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's been a good one.
This is a good one. I like this show. This show is dope. I would tell everybody, if you watching, make sure you go to the show. Franjez is the truth, yo.
I appreciate that. If you could please let the people know where they could find you, anything you have coming up that you'd like them to tune into, and any last advice you'd like to leave the people with.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. You can find me on all social media outlets, whether it's the old or it's the new. I'm always current. I'm always up to date. You could Google me at RX Superstar. You can follow me on Instagram, RX Superstar, Twitter, RX Superstar, TikTok, RX Superstar, YouTube, RX Superstar, Twitch, Facebook, the plug, W, RX Superstar, because the W stands for with. Basically everywhere. I got upcoming shows coming up. I'm heading to Philly this weekend for a cosplay invite only event. This is where the Philly community invites the best of the best, the people that's been out there. So me being an influencer in Anime NYC opened so many doors for me. Being on the road and doing these shows and being flyers to all these conventions. I was even in here in White Plains for Undiscovery Realm, which is a Comic-Con that came back after 5 years during the pandemic. So I was one of the people that was featured. So that was a blessing right there. And that started my journey of White Plains and leading up to all the other places here in your community. I don't know. I forgot what that arena is called. That's in Westchester. It's right off of Metro North.
Oh, the Westchester County Center.
Westchester County Center. So I got to be there. And I'm thinking about coming back again next year, because that was a whole nice vibe. it had a mixture of everything in there, from horror to TV to movies to social media influencers to top cosplayers to influencers who have animals. A lot of different vendors from all over came. Even people I know follow me too, so they could be vendors. They could do their stuff there too. Because if you know a Comic-Con I'm going to, you know it's going to be lit. You know it's going to be a good time. You're going to have fun. And you're going to make a little bit of paper.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So, that you can follow me on social media and everything. What's coming up next? Karate's. I'm getting my own sandwich being made. I'll be their first celebrity on their wall.
RX Superstar Witch.
Yeah, that sandwich gonna be expensive and fire. Book me for a photo shoot. You can always email me at rxsoothstar@gmail.com. Where am I headed next? I'm going to Philly. Also, I do charity work. So I got a couple of charities coming up. Shout out to Critical Care Comics. I'm Agent RX, where we go to hospitals and we give out comic books and toys for kids, to make them feel better, forget about whatever's going on and whatever's going on there. You know what I mean? So a bunch of me and a bunch of my other agents, superheroes, dress up, Spider-Man superheroes like Captain America, Black Panther, Iron Man. We just go to the hospital and make these kids happy.
Nice.
And we was at Yonkers Comic-Con, and shout out to everybody who did a donation, because we used those donations to buy more comic books and more toys for the kids. And you know what I mean? The more donations happen, the more toys and more comic books we could get to these kids and stuff like that. And I also feed the homeless, which shout out to Captain A in Harlem. We join up every year and we feed the homeless. We just get everybody in the neighborhood or who are part of that, they cook food and we just serve it to the community. And then around December coming up, we got the reading and the toy drive. So it's me and Captain A, sister Captain A, and I sit there with her and we interact with the kids. I love the kids, man. Just for them saying like my name and her name, because she'll go like this, what's my name? And they'd be like, Captain A. You hear all the kids. And then it's like, what's his name? That's Superstar.
Nice.
So, to hear stuff like that and to feel the joyness of it, that's what it's all about. That's the rewards for me. It's not the money. It's not the fame. It's not all this. It's just making people happy. You know what I mean? Because you're happy. You're doing what you love. So we also shout out to everybody else who donate for the toy drive too. We gave, last year was about 50 kids.
Nice.
So, and then we had toys left over that we gave it to the hospital, the local hospital.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So the kids in there could have something. So that's to me is rewarding.
Definitely.
That's rewarding. So that's what I got coming up. It's always something with RX Superstar. You just got to stay tuned.
That's it. Stay tuned. Follow him. And any last advice you want to leave the people with?
Any last advice I would give to the people? Now, this is something I do. When I do my interviews, I always ask 3 questions. And the last question I always do is the message that you want to give the audience out there who want to be in the position that you in right now, what encouraging words you would say. So now I get to talk. So the encouraging words I would say to somebody out there is like what I said earlier, is just, be consistent, have a goal, have a budget, because dreams are not cheap. They are expensive, especially what you want to do. Stay focused on that. Don't listen to negative people and everything. Even though you're going to listen to them, you don't have to do what they say. Just stick to your plan, stick to your script, stick to your blueprint, stick to who you are at all times. And if you ever forget who you are, your family's going to remind you who you are. And then you're going to remind yourself that you're not what your family think you are. You this great person that you are, that you're going to show your family and show everybody else. I wouldn't be the brightest star if I wasn't consistent and I didn't have, and also you need mentors. Like if you got somebody out there that's want to teach you and help you out, and you a person that's be like, no, I don't need no help, then you ain't going to be nothing in life. You ain't going to be nothing. You ain't going to go nowhere. If you got people that encouraging you and they want to help you out, you going to sit there and motherfucking listen. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing when I say follow God, because you got to listen. So the way you listen is you ignore everything that doesn't help your purpose or help where you need to go. Ignore it. Ignore it all. If you're spending your money on this, that's not helping to achieve what you want to do. Stop spending your money on that. You know what I mean? Stop. Just stop. So what if this person got the new J's or whatever? That's the thing too. When you grow older, the person who collects the J's is still doing that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get mad at that. You just got to find a way for yourself to get what you need to get. And that's the encouraging words I have out there is keep doing what you want to do. Have a budget. Be consistent. Don't take no for an answer. And always respect. Even if that person don't respect you, you always show respect because it shows you a better person. All right? I'm RX Superstar, and this is Franjez, and we on his show. You know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to end this. I'm just so used to it.
Yeah, it's
I'm just so
what you do.
used to it. I'm just so used to it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for being a guest on my show.
I appreciate it, brother. Always, man. I appreciate that and all that stuff. I got to give him a pound. I don't
Let's
want to move the mic.
I appreciate that. Absolutely. It was amazing.
We got some water, too.
Hell yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Peace and love.